Put your tongue to the potion and rest aloud. We have a very, very powerful aspect going on December 15th. It is Mercury in a trine with Mars. So let's talk about this aspect and all the other aspects going on December 15th and 16th. So Mercury trine Mars. We find that our intellectual activities are increased. We're feeling more intellectual. This is good for putting your mind to psychic uh, exercise, physical exercise. It's good for that. It's good for creating future, focusing on future plans, focusing on your future ideas. And you know what you want, and you will courageously go after what you desire. This is about really putting your mind into something and then going full throttle in that direction, moving in that direction of what you want to have desired outcomes in your life. It's very, very important that you make clear and convincing arguments and conversations with people. Get your point across. Speak your truth. Don't be afraid to shy down or hide down. Don't be afraid to speak your truth of what you need to say and express to the world around you. Your points are perceived as clear, objective, and powerful if you do this. It's good to stand your ground without being aggressive or overbearing. You can find that you have clarity out of chaos at this point in time. This is good for working long hours and getting the things that you need to get checked off your to-do list done. This is a very productive energy, which talks about getting things done and out of the way. And this is also good for taking on a debate. The next energy is the full moon in Gemini occurring today on December 15th. It happens at 4:00 Eastern Standard Time and 3:00 Central Time. This full moon occurs at 23 degrees of Sagittarius and Gemini. This is good for journaling to express your ideas. Um, you're knowing that your truth isn't the only truth. There's a multiplicity, there's a diversity, there's an eccentricity of the beliefs and truths of the world. And it's about opening up to that and being curious to explore other people's truths, other people's experiences. We have control over our mind. We're not enslaved by it. We can control our thoughts. We can put good, positive, uplifting, peaceful thoughts into our mind, or we can beat it with the opposite of that. It's really our choice. Changing our mindset can truly change our reality. There's a duality to Gemini energy as well. This is a time to become scholarly and learn new information, to really, really dig into the topics, really dig into whatever books you're digging into to learn the information that you need to learn in a Fagellonist kind of way. So you're digging into those books, you're digging into those texts and learning the information that you need to learn or that you want to learn. Full moons are times of maturation and completion. Things come to a head during full moons. This is about honoring how far you've come in your life. This is about reflecting on your journey and celebrating your growth. This is a good time to share the rewards of your efforts with other people. Include others in your enjoying of the fruits of your labor. This is a good moon to get rid of beliefs that do not serve your highest good, whatever those beliefs are. And so it's good to evaluate what you want to release before you move into 2025 because this is the last full moon of 2024. And so when we move into 2025, it's a brand new energy. Things are shifting much quicker. It's like popcorn. Do, 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 do. One planet shifts, another planet shifts. 2025 is going to be probably the biggest year in our lifetimes because of all the planetary shifts going on in that year. Neptune's changing signs, Uranus is changing signs, the nodes of the moon are changing signs. Mars is retrograde, Venus goes retrograde, Uranus changes signs, Saturn changes signs, Jupiter changes signs. So all these planets, all these outer planets, all the outer planets change signs in 2025. And so emotions run high at this point. Full moons are times where emotions are very, very intense, they're very strong, they're very poignant. Sagittarian energy is really all about the big picture, the big philosophical worldview of the picture that you're looking at when it comes to your life. It's not so much about the nitty-gritty little details of things. It's more about the broader overview, the broader look, the broader accomplice of what you're looking at. And so this is about embracing authenticity and following your intuition with courage. Now the sun is going to oppose the moon. So this makes for personal conflict and crisis that may drain you. This is good to draw on your emotional strength to overcome challenges facing your ego, so ego challenges. This is about working on your needs and responsibilities. Are your needs and responsibilities important? Are they valid? Do they matter? And so you may feel like you're against the world. You may feel like you're squaring off against the world, fighting against the world. Is this me against the world kind of feeling where you're against the world, but do not forget your connection to source? There may be emotional burdens placed on you at this time. You may feel out of sorts, like you have butterflies in your stomach at this time also. You can achieve a lot of progress in your personal and professional life as well. This creates a conflict between your needs and your intentions. These two things are not getting along at this point in time. This is about acting in a way that isn't appropriate for your current situation. You may act in a way that isn't appropriate for that. So, be mindful of your actions at this point in time. The moon is going to square Neptune. So this really is all about seeing people and situations as you perceive them to be, as you fantasize them to be, not how they are. So see things as they are at this point in time. This is good for getting to the truth of the matter. Do not assume things about others that are not true. You may be a bit deceived by other people. So be mindful of who you're allowing yourself to get absorbed by and consumed by, and make sure that they're not deceiving you. Stay present for your life as much as you can. Stay grounded in the here and now. Reality and fantasy ver at this point in time. Um, and finding a sanctuary that isn't mundane is really, really huge at this time. It's important to be vulnerable, knowing that are your expectations realistic or are they colored like by your emotions? Really, really evaluating them is really important as well. Practicing mindfulness or any grounding activities is good at this point in time. Meditation, journaling, whatever it is. And journaling can help you gain clarity on that note. This is good for immersing yourself in creative and artistic pursuits. This is good for any spiritual pursuits as well. This is good for projecting your fears and fantasies onto others. You may be doing this, you may be caught up in that. Um, but it's really, really important that you do not allow yourself to project your fears and fantasies onto others. This is about cultivating an open and honest communication with those around you. Now, the moon is going to square the north node. So when the moon squares the north node, we're unable to choose a certain path. We're sort of scattered in many, many, many different directions all at once, and it's very, very hard to choose a certain path and follow that certain path and commit to that certain path. We need to discern what is coming from our insecurities, our fears, and what is actually higher wisdom from our intuition. Discernment between these two things is really important. Are you expecting others to nurturing you, or are you choosing to nurture your own path instead? Are you choosing to step up to the plate of your life and run your own path, run your own life, move your own train? Others may perceive you as being standoffish at this point in time. There may be difficult relationships with women involved in your life. Anxieties which cause fears may come up. It's very important to balance your emotions with your mind at this point in time. And you may feel cut off from others, or that you have bad timing. So believing these two things is really huge. It's important to stop being so defensive, to know that not everyone is going to take advantage of your vulnerability. There are some that are going to seek you out for positive reasons. And the card that I pulled for this day is card number 37 from the Mystical Shaman Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, Alberto Villoldo, and Marcelo Lopez. The card that I chose is the Time Master. And I'm going to read to you the little section about it in the guidebook. It's card number 57. So let me find it here. So this is what it says. Time is a construct of the human mind through which life events are seen to flow in a straight line from past to future. This, however, is an illusion. Time moves in patterns, fractals, sometimes turning like a wheel and others moving straight as an arrow. Humans see time like a ticking clock, and this image reminds us that there is only so much of it to spend in a life, like a kind of currency. At any given moment, you can see time in all its infinite potential at one vast and all-encompassing, then shrunken and finite. It all depends on perspective. So what this has to do is breaking the limitations of time. You're breaking the limitations of the time that you're confined to, knowing that time is as it described in the guidebook. You can't change the past, but you can affect your present and future. This is about taking positive actions to affect to affect your future and present. And you are powerful to create your life, to act on the things that you want to act upon that can affect your present for the better, to change the status quo of your life if you don't like it. Whatever it is, you're all powerful now. Let's talk about December 16th astrology. So the very first aspect is Moon is going to trine Saturn. So the Moon is in Cancer, Saturn is in Pisces. So this is a water trine. So this is about honoring your need for stability and security. This is about having deep connections through the reliability and trust of your relationships, making sure that your relationships are reliable and trustworthy. Make sure that your relationships remain nurturing and supportive. It's very important to address what relationships are not working out for you in the long term. This is about addressing your emotions with practicality, addressing your emotions, viewing your emotions, observing your emotions in practical ways, seeing them through a practical lens. This is about having routines that support your emotional and mental health. This is about focusing and working diligently towards your goals as well, and not becoming too rigid or inflexible towards the results that you want, knowing that I want this at a certain time in a certain way, but it's about surrendering to the universe and trusting in spirit to deliver you the correct form that you were meant to have in your life. And this is about integrating both structure and flexibility in your approach to achieving your aspirations. This is about honoring your heritage while also carving out and creating your own path. This is good for emotional resilience and practical wisdom as well. Being grounded and open to growth at the same time. Being very, very rooted down to earth, but also open to growth at the same time. This is good to have a more compassionate and understanding relationship with yourself and others. And the moon is going to square Lilith. So when the moon is square Black Moon Lilith, your emotions and intuition may be met with resistance from other people. People may resist your intuition and emotions. People may resist your sort of inner knowing of what is emotionally true for you. It may be hard to find validation for your emotions. So if you're looking outside of yourself for validation, tune in inward, validate yourself. This is about working harder to feel emotionally secure and at home within yourself. People may face fears and insecurities that they have been avoiding. at this time. So you're facing these things that come up, the shadow content is coming up for you to face and acknowledge and integrate into your life. This is about discovering a deeper understanding of your boundaries and desires. This is also about personal empowerment, also gaining insight into one's shadow self. This is good for facing adversities head on as well, really coming face to face with those challenges. Now, the moon is going to square Chiron. So, Chiron, the wounded healer. So, this is an aspect to get out of your comfort zone with talking about. This is good when it comes to dealing with your insecurities and emotional wounds in brand new ways. Your desire for security runs counter to your current circumstances at this time. This is about refining your style of managing emotions, channeling your feelings in a new direction using creativity and unique insight. So, with the creativity and unique insight, you are choosing to feel new emotions. You may feel that things are unsettled at this time. This is a good time to receive past wounds and coming to a new understanding of them. This is good for facing difficult emotions, coming to face with those emotions. Um, and so this is good for experiences that help you relate to your emotions and transform them. This is good for that. And approaching your fears constructively is always good advice for any time, especially now. So I pulled two cards for December 16th. I'm going to start adding more cards to these readings now. The two cards that I pulled were the Sun in reverse and Magic reversed. So are you seeing the life suction cupped into your nose? Are you just getting caught in your own creation alone? And are you forgetting that you have a connection with spirit? Are you forgetting to connect to source energy? This is what this is about. This is also about knowing the night has to be equal to the day. The day is at a certain time, and night is at a certain time, and they must be in tandem. They must have each space to evolve. So the feminine with the masculine, both of those are important. It's important not get caught up in your own light or somebody else's light that blinds you in your own abilities and your own talents and your own gifts and all this kind of things, not getting too caught up in that, not staying in the sun too long. Um, and so what about spending time in the shade instead of the sun? And so, um, do you feel like because we're looking at this card, let me just find it, the magic card, that do you feel like you have to go it alone, like you're not connected to spirit, to source energy? Do not forget your connection to source energy. Co-create your life instead of creating your life. And it's very important to develop a beginner's mind and a childlike curiosity. And you'll be golden if you develop this. If you are curious and you're genuinely open to life, if your mind is open, ready to learn new things through books, through videos, through people, through experiences, because curiosity is our true superpower, and it can help us to be an emissary of the divine on planet Earth. Thank you, everybody, for watching. What do you like about this video? Let me know in the comments below. Share this, like this video, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.